like, doesn't look like we're live. We are alive. We are alive.
Live and alive.
Happy Thursday and welcome to the How to Be Cheeky Visual podcast. I am April.
I'm G.
And welcome. It feels like a super long time actually since we did this, and the reason is because G has been MIA.
Yep.
And by
Peace,
MIA, what do we mean?
Deuces. I was on a staycation in my living room, ignoring all of you.
I'm gonna post out to social. I'm just not gonna answer it when any of you.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'll be like, I'm having a great time, not answering any of my messages.
That's cool. That's cool. I mean, I don't mind as long as there's a start and an end.
Yeah.
But how was your vacay, G?
It was nice. I mean, we're still in lockdown here, so everything was very insulated. I got a little cabin with a couple of friends. We isolated before and after, and we basically just kind of took some nature walks and cooked food in an Airbnb and enjoyed some fresh air. So it was very simple, but taking some time around springtime is just nice. And I planted my summer flowering bulbs, and all of my spring flowering bulbs are starting to come up. So I have tulips that are coming up. I'm going to do some gardening. Yeah.
Amazing. You're going to have to take us on a tour actually of your garden sometime soon. G apparently has this massive garden, which is just not fair considering.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
Considering everything.
Yeah. I mean, I legit live in a concrete jungle, so it's it's very sad.
Yeah. And I mean, I think the closest thing I've had to a garden in many, many, many years is just been leaning out of the balcony to smoke cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like the fire escape.
Yeah. Well, I'm very jealous of you. That said, we have what looks like, I mean, it's fake, but what looks like plants going on in the other room. So I guess this kind of brings us to what we're doing a little bit on today's pod. So G and I have been in conversations, as well as with the rest of our team, where we just want to go and see what sort of sharing more of the behind the scenes content looks like, if it's interesting to people, if not. It's really pretty remarkable, I think, how far we've come as a team in just the course of a year. And so in part, this is also, we just want to kind of look back on it and be like, wow, this is where we're at. So part of today is I'm going to take us on a little bit of a behind the scenes tour of Cheeky. And then we're going to have a little bit of a cheeky brainstorming session. Aaron is in the house today, which we're super excited about.
What?
So we're going to go surprise him. He's staging a photography, a photo shoot in the other room. So
Awesome.
Yeah, without further ado, we're going to see how well this works. I don't know how to flip my camera around with StreamYard streaming on my phone. So we're just going to go wend our way as best as we can. First,
perfect.
Exhibit A.
Hi, Jackie.
Is next to me. Hello, Jackie. So Jackie, people might remember, Jackie is our marketing manager. She is in the office a couple of times a week, and she is currently in the office stuck with me. And then Jackie's going to be part of our brainstorming session a little bit later.
Awesome.
So yeah. So Jackie, anything to say for yourself?
Welcome back from vacation, G.
Thank you so much.
Missed you.
Jackie, what are you working on now?
Shipping costs.
Ooh,
So again, when we say
riveting.
So when we say this is behind the scenes, maybe I'll come into it a little bit too. So when we say this is behind the scenes content of what a marketing manager does on a day-to-day.
Yeah.
I mean, we all wear 100 different hats. And so Jackie's been helping with a lot of other sort of logistical, sales, operational items as well, including figuring out what our what tiers our shipping pricing should correspond with in terms of weights with the packages and things of that nature. So anything enlightening, insightful that you want to share here? I'm going to sit weirdly this so you can see me sort of also.
At the end of the day, it's really part of our website optimizations, which is one of the larger things that we're constantly working on as a business, and how to get the most out of our e-commerce platform. Because there's always going to be, limitations to any e-commerce platform, but it's just about finding the ways to make it work best for you and ultimately your customers, obviously.
Right.
So
Yeah.
We want to offer our customers the best shipping rates we can get them to get cheeky to them the fastest we can.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what we're working on right now.
And without like diving way too deeply, and G, obviously you know some of this, and you've also like ordered for your family as well before, but one of the particular problems that we're trying to solve on the shipping side is that when like our customers are paying for the shipping and the price to ship a 2-bottle kit is virtually the same as the price to ship a 6 or an 8-bottle kit. And so, for example, like while we don't have enough margin to just lose a ton of money on every order that goes out, it's also really like a prohibitive pricing for the 2-bottle kits. So among the things Jackie's working on right now, it's to figure out like how to reduce those costs to somewhere where it's like, again, really, really negligible for the customer, for the end consumer. So
yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah. Okay. Jackie,
cool.
we leave you and we go on to Aaron. Actually, maybe we might run into Casey on the way over. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
Say goodbye.
See you later, Jackie.
Okay, cool. So we're going to take a wee little walk. And again, we recently sort of expanded our space. We basically doubled our space, but here's part of our earlier space over here.
Yes.
And G, you know the space well.
So well.
So well. But this is commercial kitchen. We're actually we're getting a filling machine in here that's going to have like 4 nozzles and things, and that's going to really be, for the most part, we're really excited.
High tech.
Yeah, it's getting custom built right now, as you know.
Amazing. Cool.
But and G, you and I, we talked about this a little bit as a team the other day, but we've got some limited edition syrups that we're going to do the R&D for early next week, and then we're bringing back the mint syrup, which the
best.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
So all of that stuff will happen in here. Again, quick little, we've got some cases over here. Cool. All right, and then Casey had snuck by me. See if we can surprise her. Whoops, that's not Casey. That's Casey.
Hi.
Hello, Casey. Hello. Casey, what are you working on?
Cleaning up right now.
Okay.
Nice. Very important.
Yes. So Casey has been a trooper really making use of what is kind of like a little amount of space and just like getting a ton of production done, a lot of fulfillment done. Hold on, we can't see either of us. A ton of fulfillment done. You guys worked together on one occasion? No.
We've never met in real life.
Oh my god.
I know. It's tragic.
So Casey comes to us with both bar experience as well as a lot of freight experience, like logistics experience. So we're looking forward to making her do all of that work.
Amazing. Yeah.
So, okay. Thank you. I won't bother you anymore, Miss Casey. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. All right.
See you.
Okay. Now, here we go into new space. That is, we were like, and G, you and I, we talked about this a little bit, but we thought that we had just a ton of space when we were like, oh, we're expanding. And then it all filled up, and then
and then you put everything in, and you're like, oh.
So much overflow. So, anywho,
Wow.
This is another of our spaces. Again, I'll just give you a brief look around. This is, by the way, with less stuff in it. We have like another 7 pallets, I think, that are outside, maybe 8 right now. But anyway, amongst the boxes, if we creep up, we will see Aaron.
Yay! Hi.
Aaron, would you care to tell us what you were up to over here?
Yeah, I'm shooting
Hold on, let me see if I can't do the direction of this file. There we go.
a little bit of batchology content.
Batchology content. Aaron, is this focused on that? Can you see?
Yes.
Okay.
So nice.
A little bit.
So nice. Yeah.
Looking very good.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So this is the nature that I was alluding to.
Right.
We have
Super smart plant wall.
Yeah. So
I want to do that in my house.
Yeah. So this is what's going on right now. This is just we're gonna stage it differently. Once we're done with this particular shoot, it's gonna be in like a permanent place. So as you can see, we've got this nice kitchen island over here, and so we'll have the plant wall staged permanently behind it, and then I have a whole bunch of like hanging dangly plants that are like 9 feet long that I'm going to bring in, and we'll hang those down. So it's like a really beautiful, feels like very vibrant set. although it's in a room with no windows and no air. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So G, we're gonna need to get you to come back here.
And plant doctor.
The
Yeah.
plant doctor, but also we miss you.
I know. I miss you too. And now things are getting so exciting.
I know. Yeah. We got stuff going on.
I mean, they've always been exciting, but that is a whole lot of space and it looks like a very serious content wall.
Yeah. So in here as well, I should mention, we've lighting. This is where we do our videos. I apologize for this crazy noise, but we have a walk-in fridge that's on the other side of this, and when it turns on, it is very loud.
Right.
So this is the space. We obviously have moved a bunch of stuff around to accommodate for Erin's photo activities today. Erin, do you want to have a brainstorming session with us in the other room? This is now a good time to take a pause? Okay, fabulous. Oh, wow, that looks really good. Cool. All right, cool. So we're going to bring Erin back with us, and we goes in the other room, and then we're just going to have a chat. So that's
awesome.
BTS tour. Then we're going to sit down. Okay. All right. Okay. I think, wow, I look very yellow. I wonder if I can now switch over. So for anyone who's curious to know how this is working, and it looks like we do have some watchers right now. I apologize for the quality here. And oh,
those comments.
Yeah. Can you see that?
Oh. Yeah.
And okay. The garden is beautiful. Hold on a second. Obviously people can hear me. Lily, were you talking about G's garden or our fake garden?
Oh yeah, fair. She has
cool.
come to my house actually and seen my garden.
Yeah. Well, either way, they're both gorgeous. So anyway, so this is like a little bit what I would describe as hood, the way we're doing this, because I have my phone that I'm perched on my computer. Erin, do you wanna just so we can see you in here as well? I'm just wondering what the best way is to do this. Well, what we also could do is, if you guys don't mind, G, tell me how you feel. Like, is it okay with you if we do? Oh, is it okay with you if? All right, thumbs up to Lily. G, is it okay with you if the three of us are on one computer and we're just talking to you that way?
Yeah, I think everybody might have to speak up. But yeah.
Okay,
cool.
So everyone please stand by. We're going to do a quick little switcheroo, but it should take 1 second. Hopefully it might make a funny noise real quick, but stand by. All right.
Oh, it's just me. Oh. Nice. What's the lens you have there? Oh, I can't hear you at all. Oh, I muted this, or somehow it was muted. There we go.
Okay, can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Voice.
Your what voice?
Dropping voice.
Hold on a second. This is bad. This is
That's your camera.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, I kind of want to see this, baby. Yeah. Can you tell us what camera you're using?
Sure, Erin, tell us.
It's a Canon 1DX Mark III, which is released.
For people who don't know, that is a big dog.
She doesn't care. She's not playing around. Yeah, it's released one.
Oh, hold on. Oop.
Okay,
better?
did you fix us? No. Did you fix us now?
No, I don't know what's going on. It should be fixed by the mic muted on the other side, but
what about?
Do you have two microphones on somehow? Maybe can I kick that? Yeah, I was gonna kick you out on that.
Now
okay.
We can hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me? So maybe we need to go back to just the other one and remove this screen. It's not possible. Oh.
Now I feel like I have to be quiet too. I'm like, everything
Okay, now we can't. Sorry, everyone. We can't hear anybody now.
Wait, why can't you hear me? I can hear me, and I can hear you.
Okay, we can't hear you, G. Oh wait, this is better though. We can do it this way. It's just a matter of. Can you hear us now? No.
Is your computer muted?
What about now?
I can hear you.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Thanks, Jackie. Okay, let's pretend I didn't just do that.
he was like, turn the volume up.
Unrelated, but I would also like to just point out this bag of chocolate cookies.
Oh.
Well, Aaron, what you don't know is we have these very lovely neighbors over there that they sell all this type of stuff on Amazon, and when there's like less than a certain amount of shelf life left, they can't sell it. So we have a whole case over here in case anyone in here wants any more bags of this. And if anyone watching this, feel free to stop by. We're in the Pfizer building in Brooklyn. Feel free to drop by, and it's again front and center in the just. I'm just gonna raise it so Jackie is totally.
Over my face.
What's that?
Ask me, I'll hold it up over my face.
So okay, so is this good? Are people ready to do a wee bit of brainstorming? We gonna get serious now. Okay, cool. So I think I wish I had my mallet. Where's that mallet? Oh, it's over there. Here's calling this creative meeting to order. We've got some things to talk about. I know we're talking about social media planning. And as part of that, it's part like what role G plays, what role Aaron plays. We know what Jackie's basically doing, but it's like kind of divvying some of this up between the rest of the three of us. So, Jackie, do you want to start, or Aaron? Again, I know you guys have talked somewhat about like what our thoughts are for upcoming social media posts.
We have a slideshow.
Oh, you do? Are you? Can we have you? Oh wait.
I'll share it with you.
Okay, you're gonna
share it on the.
Oh, fabulous. Okay, great. A
Okay.
slideshow. I feel so
Slide.
fancy. Yeah.
It's like our.
I think it's the best medium to discuss this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, all
Love
in
Google
one.
Slides.
G is like, WTF is going on over there? Did you share it on? Where?
I can share it with you on your.
Okay, thank you. All right, stand by. Okay.
This is
So
nice.
that's
You can see so much space in my window.
Okay, stand by 1 sec.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let me just try to do a screen share. And actually just make sure there's a couple of things that I don't necessarily want. Okay, StreamYard, share, screen. Okay, great. We're not going to be able to see, I think, ourselves at all. Oh no, it's this thing again. Okay.
Cool.
All right. G, we can't see you at all, and I don't know how to make that happen. So I think don't do anything.
Oh, Aaron, you did this last time, didn't you?
Yeah, I think if we're sharing just this page,
Yeah.
then we should be able to open G on the side as well.
Where?
Oh,
I can see me. I'm open on the side.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'm right here.
Don't do anything particularly strange over there, or.
Nothing visual. No thumbs up.
Yeah, no thumbs up. Okay. Well, we can't see you, but we can see this. Okay. So let's talk about this. What are y'all proposing here?
So this is how it looks all laid out finally.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
There we go. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So this is what it looks at. Let's try to expand this. Okay, perfect. There we go.
Oh, but
Jackie, you're totally out.
But we can't.
Oh.
now we can't go through slides.
Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm like, I've never used technology before. Okay.
If we have these both
One of
open
those
as separate.
layouts.
If we have each of these pages open as separate
Oh, as separate.
windows, then we can.
How do I do this?
If
Why don't we just do this? Can you just have it on Jackie, bring Jackie's, like this is just the analog way to do this? Okay. So we'll have this open over here and we'll have that open over here as well. Okay. Or you're saying that we need to mouse through.
Yeah.
Okay, Jackie's smirking at me because she's like, this does not work the way. Oh, Jesus.
Share that page versus
Yo, that's what I did. I swear to God, that's what I did.
Oh,
Tab.
And I think we can just pull this tab off into a new window. If you
yeah. Oh yeah.
Ooh, I see things happening.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we open StreamYard on the other side.
Okay. All right. There we go. Again, sorry, people. I've never used a computer before. all you baby millennials are just sitting here chuckling and smirking.
Yep.
And I'm sure. Oh no! What?
That
I'm
one
sure.
I actually don't know.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay.
This is what happens when I'm not the loginer.
Okay. Well, I'll never do that again. You just voluntarily said I'm never going on vacation again. Literally, what just happened there?
Yeah, I
Okay.
heard it.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. I don't know where.
Can I?
Two separate.
Yes,
stuff.
Jackie,
Try
please.
it?
do.
Yeah, Jackie, please.
Oh, God. I'm so glad we're recording this for the internet forever. Okay, perfect. Here we go.
We're almost there, guys.
No,
I don't
we're
know
not.
where you have so many things.
I know that was unintentional.
Oh my gosh, yeah, her windows.
Hey.
Oh my God, isn't
do I
it like a
remove
nightmare?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, got it.
Let's remove these
I
right now.
know all about your Safari windows
Oh my
and
God.
your Chrome windows.
Oh my
You-
God.
I
All
know
right.
all about them.
Oh,
Okay, we've got it together over here. I'm shocked to see that our viewers are still there, by the way. Thanks, guys.
Loyal, the loyalty.
Yes. So, okay, I think we're good on this front.
Okay, fabulous.
And then,
Yeah, it's totally still behind. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's good enough.
Play
All
around
right.
with
So, thank you, Jackie. All right. So let's talk this through. Can you
Cool.
see it, Aaron? Let's go here.
Yeah. So these are just kind of some of our running content plans for April and beyond, and some things kind of we've been working on in the months prior. So yeah, Erin put the slideshow together of ideas. We've discussed some of these previously. Some of them are totally completed ideas. Some of them are totally completed ideas. Some of them are still in like the ideation stage, pre-execution stage, and this is kind of the time for me, April, and Erin to discuss how we want to execute these, how they're going to look on the feed, and the kind of message that's going on behind each of our concepts.
Cool. And there will, by the way, we're already almost 24 minutes into this. There will be a point later as well where we should talk about the how-to content, and again, how we split that up between Aaron, G, and myself as well. We don't have to get like totally finished on that, but just wanting to put a bookmark in that as well.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. So should I just mouse through them and you guys can?
yeah.
So I should also just back up real quick and just say, and G, you obviously know this, but the audience may not. All, one person, all one person who's watching. So we have obviously the sort of key messaging around our brand. And then we have a theme per month that we really want to sort of lean into. So there's some cohesion among all of the collateral that we're putting out, all of the different posts that we're putting out, and just generally what we're saying. So, so this one really for April, it's coaching. And it seems that there's a couple of aspects to that. One of which is, again, actual like teaching specific content. And one is a little more rah-rah. So anyway, so that's a little bit of the background. to this.
Take on coaching.
Yeah.
Kiki taking coaching. Okay, cool. So Aaron, I'll just mouse through maybe to this.
Yeah.
Here we go.
One big thing, we sort of have a lot of leftover content. One of which, like, this was made last summer, and then it became fall by the time we had sort of like grounded it. So I think using elements that we have sort of on hand already to add like color and be seasonal, I think that's like the main intention with this, is just to follow the seasons. Also, we have our like cheeky messaging and captions. So I try and put as many 2s or 4s in there instead of the words. And so I think my proposed caption was, "It's too easy to look this cute."
It's okay.
This one's fairly simple. This one's just like a lot of like use case situation.
Yep. Cool. Alrighty. So next one.
This is our, and I think everyone here has seen it, but this is that phone one that's sort of like tracing the phone line. I tried to just like give us some sort of like cutesy captioning around it, and then also this bring back to our theme for February, which was like connection. So talking about the connection between like cocktails and friendship, and all of the sort of like sweet, wholesome messaging around that.
So yeah, just to reiterate, and again, G, you know this, but you know, just to like for all of us. So we typically will workshop. So these ideas. So Aaron historically has like come to us with a lot of these ideas, and then we like workshop the copy, and we also are like, okay, does this make sense at this time, like during the week or time during the month, etc. So yeah, so that's some of the context is like this is these two folks presenting to us, and then we'll give feedback and thoughts and things like that as well.
This is a reel, by the way.
Yeah.
This is a reel?
Yeah.
It's just a still right now.
Okay, this is really cute though. I actually think this is super cute.
But it's like animated.
Do you want to describe like the reel?
Yeah. So the reel is, it's a halved lime, and then like a little analog phone, like an old landline phone, which is like impossible to actually find. And then there's like a like speech bubble that says like, "Hey," and then it follows the phone line around and goes up to some cranberries who also have a phone, and then it says, "Let's party," and then it zooms in, zooms out, and we see this Cosmo wrapped in a phone cord.
Beautiful combination of our cranberry and lime to create a Cosmo. So we're just kind of thinking of plays on like connecting, and we're like, wouldn't it be really fun if it was like the fruit was calling each other on the phone, being like, hey, like time to like get our job done or whatever and have fun, versus, you know, the normal way you would use the phone, which is humans use it, yes. But yeah, that's kind of how this idea came about.
Yeah.
It also, there is a song that's sort of like trending that's like, it goes, "My boy's got his own ringtone," and it's like a whole like glitchy song about ringtones and calling each other, which I sort of wanted to like, I think like capitalizing on like trending sounds is kind of useful. And then it also reminded me a little bit of that like rap artist that you showed me, that she always has these like ethereal but like sort of like plain backgrounds, very colorful, but then like little
yeah.
There's like a teeth clapper thing.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm blanking on her name right now. Oh my god. Oh my god, I don't know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay.
But and then actually this was on a white background, and Jackie mentioned that we should try and use like the cheeky colors as much as possible, which I thought was great. So I changed the color of the background, which then gives us the ability to make like the cover image this, which puts a lot more of our cheeky coloring onto our feed. So it'll look a little more cohesive in terms of like, when you see the whole page, it looks like cheeky coloring.
Yeah, down with that. Okay, cool. All right, moving right along.
Yeah.
This is cute.
Yeah, this is part of that 2-1-1 video for the margarita. So we're taking home the ratio 2-1-1 sort of like training on how to make our cheeky margarita. I wanted to keep the caption really simple because I didn't want it to like cover up in reels. It sort of like covers some of it.
Oh, this is a reel also?
This is also a reel.
Okay.
Or I mean, it could be a video. It could be cropped square, but or less vertical. But it is shot to be a tall vertical.
Mm-hmm.
And in it, we just trace like what the two. It's like highlights the two, and it's the tequila, and then one, and it's the lime juice, and one, and it's the agave, and then we have the margarita.
That also ties back in. I don't know if we mentioned the theme for April's coaching.
I did mention,
Yeah. So it just kind of ties back into that where we're like, this is a simple way to make a great cocktail and it's like a skill that we can offer people. Personally, I didn't know about ratios or even really batching before I started working here.
Yeah.
So I think that's like a skill that we can offer the general public and something that's made really simple with our syrups and juices.
Okay, cool. Again, I feel like I think we need to think about the caption a bit more, but yeah, done with it. Very cute. And I like that it's really simple and there's a lot of negative space there. So cool. Shall we move on?
Yeah.
Cool.
This one, so there's this like trend in captions of being like, point of view, you get home and this is waiting for you, or like point of view, like your cat is mad that you're cutting its nails. I don't know. Not that quick, but so for this one, I was just like, point of view, you get home, this is waiting for you. What are you making? With lime juice and simple syrup, there are obviously a bunch of cocktail options. Thought we could drum up some conversation with that and sort of make like a cheeky caption out of that. Okay,
cool. All right. What is this?
These are text posts. We've gone through a lot of text post options. I originally made this to look like the sort of Twitter screenshot, which that is the formatting for the most part. It's a little simplified just to not be too like cluttered. And then obviously with the cheeky colors. And I have it on two different backgrounds here. I was thinking like the bottles give like a really nice texture that's just monochrome. For that sort of becomes negative space in a way. And then we also have our pattern background as an option. I was thinking of these as for our reels or our videos of the podcast, which we're on right now, very meta. If we could, since right now it's sort of cropping like right in the middle on the feed, and so like you get like half of people's faces and stuff, we can, they've updated it where you can upload a cover photo from your library now. So,
oh wow, awesome.
Yeah, so I was thinking we could make like these, take a quote from it that's sort of like something that either like inspires you to click on it because it sounds interesting, or like sort of I love that who wouldn't want a waterbed full of margaritas quote, like just using stuff like that. This one was actually from UG. I was listening to like that. I think one of the more recent reels, and I was like, this is like so like chef's kiss inspiring and like like very relatable, and like I feel like a lot of what our stuff is about. So I was like, if we did have that if we had this as a cover image for that, this is what it would look like.
Okay. I want to go back here and just look real quick what this looks like. So, in terms
of creating that like preview thing that you said you were looking for, so that we can see how all the posts work together, just to explain to everyone why we kind of did it this way, so that you can kind of get a look at how it's going to look in the actual Instagram grid on your page, and you want to make sure that you don't have too much text next to each other, for example, or that like the negative space lines up. So
yeah, totally. So okay, I like the idea of again having the sort of like background pattern and then the simplicity here. This is one of our colors. This and this.
This
color and this color.
Yeah, the text and the purple background there and the purple down there.
Why does this purple look different from this purple?
Right?
I'm
Sure.
No, this purple, and this
Yeah.
purple are all different.
I do think that the one on the lemon was
An approximate.
harder to match. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, got it. This, and I'm only commenting on this now, just for like as a placeholder, whatever. I don't love this color at all. I mean, I get it if it's a color of ours, but I don't love it. I just feel like it's, especially thinking about like in fall, I can totally see using it, but coming into spring, it just looks too muddy. You know, again, in fall where it's like foliage, perfect, but in spring, I feel like this shade, and again, I know this one may be a little off, but like these two shades just seem a little bit too like, there's just a tinge of them that looks like old, you know, like aging and not in a great way. So just that's a little bit of feedback on that. And then I would say too, like, again, I love this idea. I think this could be really fun to find, like, for example, with like our like some of the top secret limited edition cocktails, syrups that we're going to be doing, like with the potentially raspberry or potentially like the mint or whatever, like it could be a really fun way to use that pattern, like just a bunch of raspberries together. But so I like that idea. I like that this is in, I like this is smaller. I do wonder, and this is, again, I'm curious to know what you all think about this, but I get that it's a good alternative for the real situation. I do wonder, like, if I'm a random person who does not listen to or watch the podcast and I drop into our feed, I feel like it makes more sense. And again, feel free to push back on this, but I feel like it makes more sense to have like either generic quotes where it's not necessarily attributed to one of us, or it's like a famous person quote where it's like, be your best self, or, you know, something like really short and to the point.
Yeah.
Because again, while I think we're all celebrities in our own minds, I'm just joking about that, but like while we all get each other and like we have talked about like building up the team personality and all that stuff, I just think it may seem like way out of left field, even for people who are fans of the brand but who don't watch the podcast. So just curious to know everyone's thoughts on that.
Yeah. I would say I was looking for like the tightest sound clip that says all of this, but this is obviously 4 lines, 5 lines.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree. Like I do think that I could see us using like a famous quote. I just do like the idea that you would be then listening for the quote in the podcast that you're about to listen to.
So G, this is actually, you and I talked about this a little bit, but I would love if you in particular, but everybody gives it a little bit more thought about like, how exactly does the podcast show up in and around all of our content?
Yeah.
So one thing G and I talked about yesterday actually was potentially having its own spot on the website. So it's clearly part of it, but it's also clearly separate from like the bulk orders and the like these other elements that we do. Because I do think the more I listen to podcasts that are associated with businesses, I think intelligently in all cases, they have a separate page for the podcast. And so it makes a lot more sense. Because I think that there's a tremendous amount of valuable content like this, Erin, and I think that this would live there perfectly, where it's like, okay, I'm curious about which episode I want to listen to, and then there's like a quote per episode, or like some little tidbit of information that encourages you to listen to that episode. But again, in the context of like, since we're doing these weekly podcasts, it's like I don't want our entire feed to be overwhelmed by. Like we're like a podcast. Also occasional, mixer.
Yeah.
So it's just a food for thought thing.
Yeah, and it is possible to, like as we post these out, like not put each of them on the feed. But I do also think like I could see our page being sort of like a checkerboard with like this and imagery.
Jackie, can you come over here a little bit? I'm realizing in this teeny tiny window, I'm occasionally in it, and you are not at all in it. So get in there, JK.
Can I weigh in on this?
Yes, weigh in.
I like these a lot. I think that we've been wanting to incorporate more text posts, and I think that you really nailed the Twitter kind of screenshot look of it. which like if we had a Twitter, I'd be like, oh, we should have a Twitter. But I also I'm cognizant of not wanting to kind of diversify our channels too rapidly, that like none of them actually get really solid on their vibe or their kind of like feel. So with, having its own page on the website, I think for the podcast, yes, like makes sense because that's also the convention. But I wouldn't necessarily say the podcast should have its own like Instagram account right now.
Yeah, no,
I think that for like establishing ourselves, or me in this case, as like an expert, right? I think that it can, like, some part of me might be like insecure about it, like, oh, who am I to like inspire anybody? But I think that I also want to like push back on that, even in my own self, to be like, I think that we do have a lot of opportunity to demonstrate leadership by also like not overwhelmingly using our own quotes. I think that, as you're saying, like a checkerboarding, like this kind of being, an occasional way to break up imagery is really nice. And I think if it comes from me or April or anybody else on the team, if we also use one from a super famous person, I don't think it's going to be misconstrued that we think we're as like incredible as Maya Angelou just because we can quote ourselves and we can quote Maya Angelou, But I think there was one other point that I wanted to make that was, I kind of lost it.
That's okay.
Yeah, maybe it'll come back to me.
Okay. Well,
I think these might look really good in our stories as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They are all
which is more of a place where I think people could feel more comfortable, like having an immediate interaction to, that they'd want to respond and be like, oh, heart, like relatable. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have a question, and I know that it sounds like all three of you guys really like the Twitter thing. What's up with the Twitter thing? Like, I get it. I get it if it's like a Twitter where it's like, I think did I show you guys the evergreen one? This is, oh my God, stand by. I'm going to just try. Without everyone, make sure I don't like totally log us off of this thing, because I don't know how to use this. Hold on a second. Are you smirking over there?
No.
Okay.
I'm smiling.
It sounded either like you were laughing or choking. I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Okay. Can you see my screen still? Oh no, you can only see the other thing.
No, I only see the panels.
Okay. We're gonna do.
Oh. And they're gone. It's just me. Well, hello. Hope you all enjoyed that quote from me a moment ago. I know that it was super profound because that's really just the way that I roll. And you can have many more profound quotes where that came from if you stick with me. I talk a lot about cool things. And I'm stalling to wait for my team to come back. In the meantime, I'll take questions from the audience. Drop them in a comment below. Say hello. Shout out what city you're viewing from. Or don't. That's also fine. What's some bit of news? I do want to remember that thing that I was trying to say. It was something about quotes and something about not being like on top, not equating yourself to a famous poet. There you are.
Sorry.
I'm talking to myself. I just had my own little show. Oh, we did get a question. I asked for questions from the audience. What's your star sign? You know my star sign, girl. I'm a Leo.
Okay, so the
always with the best hair.
Okay, so this was the thing that I was trying to share. Did you see this?
No.
This was a tweet. So I thought this was brilliant, and obviously it was funnier when it was actually happening. But this was a tweet where somebody tweeted that, and I get the retweet, or I get the like taking a bigger picture of the tweet with this attached to it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, how like somebody commented on that, like, and I get that, but I guess my comment question like is just like, how does that relate to
Yeah, I was looking at a lot of different text posts, like just from around the internet, and I realized that I've just been trained, and I think that this is true for a lot of people. I've been trained to just read Twitter posts, like reposts, because if it's good enough to like take a screenshot and post, it's usually like funny or entertaining or something.
Yeah.
And so I just thought that
I
that
agree.
format would be like an easy sort of like subliminal way to like give us a page without actually having to start a Twitter.
Yeah.
That lets us easily,
Yeah.
but also already frames it in a way where you know what you're going to get.
Right. I also think it's a good way to recycle content, because even if somebody's not trying to use this as a way to enter the podcast, it can be a way to differentiate cocktail content that's not just like, look at this pretty cocktail, but it's also like, you know,
Yeah.
connecting to real people with real things to say. Whatever.
I guess I'm still not sold on the Twitter thing. I mean, it also could be just because I'm not like such a Twitter user. I'm
Right.
not a Twitter user.
You're not a twatter.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
None of that. So let's move on, because I think it is what it is. So okay, how many more do we have to go?
My mom has a twatter. I just want to say that.
All right.
This was so I was looking at our lime juice and simple syrup post from earlier, and I was thinking about like the sort of value add of like not having to come home after work and like for happy hour make yourself a gimlet by like making simple syrup and juicing limes, which I was at home with Mikey and we were working on something and he was like, all right, go make a cocktail. I'll like figure out this how to move files. And he failed at it, but I was like,
Oh.
if I just had more cheeky, I wouldn't have to
Yeah.
be in the kitchen for so long.
Oh yeah.
And so like this actually makes a great meme of like, and I feel like there are a lot of these like versions, and I just love this girl Brittany's recipe anyway. So I thought this would be a fun one of like juicing lime juice, making simple syrup, and balancing a cocktail versus just having something that's already prepared for you and made to be balanced already.
Yeah, I dig it. I think that just like in terms of like some consistent formatting, plus cocktails not spelled that way.
What is wrong with me and that word? I will say I am certified dyslexic. So
No, that's okay. I'm certified. I'm
I might have it on my wall.
Wait, that's no, the one cocktail is cocktail, but the other cocktails, that is how you spell cocktails. Don't confuse me.
But
Don't confuse me. I was like, how do you spell it? COCTAYLES.
That's still feeling great.
yeah. I'm like 50% is not an A.
I'm so excited to get this meme to you that I this button match.
No. It's great. It's G. How many videos have we done where I'm like, that's not how you spell Johnny Walker Black. You're like,
Oh yeah, like plenty.
It's all good.
Can I
Yeah.
add a note about some of these text posts?
Yes.
So these are only like a small selection of like the text posts that Erin has put together and that we've been workshopping. And kind of the goal for us in terms of text posts was to have things that are getting a message across in a simple way, but also really easily editable, and fit with our brand. So
You just reminded me.
I'm gonna bring
You
up-
reminded me. You said, like as far as messaging. Sorry, continue.
Yeah.
Finish what you're saying.
No, so basically, like, I mean, maybe this is, I like to call it good planning, or someone could call it selfish. I don't have Adobe Suite. So for me, I was like, what is a way to get, really high quality text posts out there, but also make them editable so that the whole team can access them and use them in different ways, and also have kind of like templatized versions of different text posts.
Yeah.
And that way we have like almost a library of text post templates to pull from for any situation.
Yeah.
That's the goal of building this kind of stuff up. So
Yeah. Agreed.
just wanted to make a note on that for everyone listening and kind of thinking, why are there multiple versions of one text post, for example? But we just wanted to show some use cases on that.
Yes, love it. G.
Okay, my point
Say
that
something.
you reminded me that I forgot a second ago was that sometimes when you use other people's quotes, those people screw up. And then you have to go back and be like, never mind, we didn't use that person's quote.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Meaning, like, sometimes famous people will say something that's profound and then they'll go and do something foul. And then you'll be like, oh man, now I gotta like go take down this celebrity's post because
So is this where you're saying that you're saying that we should only quote ourselves ever?
No, but I'm saying it minimizes the kind of I guess chance for using somebody's quote whose character you don't have a full picture of.
So in conclusion, G is the only person we will quote from here.
Ever from now on, because I am never problematic.
Noted. Hashtag not the HR. Okay, moving right along. Noted. Okay.
It's like text printed on a lemon, sort of graphic-y option. I do think it's quite small. I wanted to leave a lot of space. We could zoom in. The lemon image is a big one, so we have a lot of room to zoom in. Yeah, and then I tried to put some texture in Photoshop on it, but it's already like such a that peeled part is so like white and untextured that it doesn't really give it a ton of texture.
Yeah. I think I definitely like the idea. I think that we need to figure out what text makes sense there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's the execution is cute.
April, this was your idea.
Well, no. But
Jackie.
no, but for reals. I mean, we know how much the execution of something can completely not look like the idea.
Yeah.
So I like what it looks.
Good job executing my idea.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know,
I can back under a rock.
or under a zest.
Yeah, exactly.
Find it there. Okay, cool.
This was just a mock-up to show the sort of like shoot that I have in mind of Cheeky on AstroTurf. I took the bottles and glass off of another shot that we have and added some shadows just to make it look real. I want to throw in like a whistle and a referee thing. I think like we're already speaking on the fact that our theme is coaching, and I think this might be a nice way to like set us in that by being very just open about that and just saying basically outright, we're here to coach you, or we are coach-like, and we're here.
We are coach-like, but we don't actually teach you anything.
We're similar to a coach and cheerleader a little bit. Like maybe we need a pom-pom.
Yeah.
I think this could be a fun teaser post too, if you don't even want to use it for like the real cover, because I feel like we're gonna get some good shots of you that we might want to use for the cover for the reel. But like it could be like
we did
coaching, cheeky coaching video coming out soon. Like stay tuned next week or something like what an influencer would kind of say.
And then we're gonna have like thousands of people all really excited to learn something, and then it's gonna be like Aaron in short shorts, like curling bottles of cheeky. It's like this didn't.
This one didn't.
Yeah, no, it's cute. It's super cute. Again, down with it.
It kind of looks like Chia Pet.
It does look like a chia pet for sure.
I agree.
Cool. All right, next.
And this is very similar to the Margarita 211. This is the Cosmo 211.
It's real.
It's a real. Lots of space, lots of color, and very simple.
The idea is like to be a series, and we'll hopefully go through all the cocktails.
Yep. Cool. Looks good. And that's it. Okay, cool. All right. So let's stop this and also try to not leave like I did before. Any questions from the crowd? Did we share what our star signs were? I have no idea what that actually means. Sorry.
Gemini.
Oh, wait, it's just like what your astrological.
You're a Sagittarius, April.
No, I know what astrological sign is, but I didn't know if sign was something more specific.
No.
Want me to read my birth chart?
Yes.
We've got two Leos. That one's a Leo, and then G's a Leo.
Yep.
She's a Leo on on steroids.
I recently found one of my journals. I'm doing another musical project with that collective, and I was looking through old books of work, and I found where I had like your detailed star chart and Gaze's detailed star chart, and I was like, here it is.
You didn't do mine because you didn't call my mom.
But I did it with something. I have something written down for you.
Well, G threatened to call my mom because she needed to know what time I was born to do this chart. Maybe you just threw in
I think you might have given me like your best guess, and that's what I used.
Yeah.
For your birth time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you still haven't showed it to me, so
never
never
get my secrets.
No. Okay, Kitty. So let's do. I mean, we're a zillion years over time, which is kind of our want. But I think the next question that I have is, we need to do some how-to videos.
Right.
There's 3 of us who have a lot of experience doing these, and 1 person who's less experienced doing these.
It's very generous of you to put it that way.
So I think this is the 3 people. This is content for that. So. Again, I think we just need to start ideating around what this looks like. I think we're going to need to have some consistency, and we'll just have to divvy up the types of videos. G, would you be willing to take a stab at saying, like, for beginners, like based on what we know, the content that we know we've already developed, what sort of beginning types of content we can create where, I mean, I think obviously short versions would be great. So just like little how-tos. I think I'm forgetting, Aaron, you did like how to hold a jigger. You did how to shake, how to stir. I did a couple of longer format videos on that. From the glass. So I think we should just be doing a lot of these. I mean, even simple garnish ones, which is like, here's how to make a great twist. Here's how to, I mean, again, this is going to sound crazy, but like even simply cutting a lemon or lime into 3 or 4 segments per half, and then also inserting the slit prior to slicing the whole lime up, like after you have the citrus. I think these are things that like we think that they're so easy and simple, but I think the average person really wants to know. And I'd love to not totally flood our social with this, but I really think, so for example, somebody came into the office the other day. Gee, you actually can see it from here, but behind Jackie's head, over there, right? There's a sign on the door where it says like, actually, hold on a second, we've got one over here. So this is, we have these hung around the building where it's like, cute. Come and check us out. And like, there's a QR code if you want to scan it and see the selection. But we have people just showing up and being like, are you open? And we're like, are you looking for a burrito? Because that's down the hall. And then when they say no, we're like, okay, so you're in the right place. And even like the dialogue that I had with this girl a couple days ago, she was like, what do you have? And I was like, oh, well, we have these items. Like, what were you looking for? And just even the dialogue around like what cocktails we offer got wicked complicated really quickly. And she was like, do you have Instagram? And I was like, we do. And she's like, well, what cocktails can I make? And I was like, well, all of these basics. And I'm like, but there's so many other things you can do. And then I looked at our Instagram and I was like, oh, actually, all of the cocktails that we've shown recently have been much more complex user-generated content. And so I just was like, okay, we really just need a lot more like building blocks, elementary, basic stuff.
Right.
I know that Aaron's got the reels coming up, the 2-on-1s for the Cosmo and Margarita. What else? Or was that it?
That was it for now,
Okay. So I think that we probably need a series where it's the classic 3 ingredient drinks that you can make with these. Again, basic techniques, basic garnishes, ideas of like little ways to customize your cocktail. So whatever, add, a dash of bitters, like looking for ways to like spice up your whiskey sour, like add a dash of bitters as a garnish, or looking for like a fun like love Cosmos, but looking for like an extra little bit of nuance, and it's like put a dash of Tabasco in there, or like a jalapeno, and you have like a little bit of a spicy Cosmo. I think there's a tremendous breadth that we could use, but I think just something so like a total novice has something to latch on to quickly.
Yeah.
So G, do you want to brainstorm again a few different types, like just maybe ideas in a few different areas?
So one thing that I'm actually was working on that I kept meaning to bring up, but it's kind of been in this long drawn out planning process is I was asked to be a part of my class reunion this year, which is obviously going to be virtual. And so they asked me to come on and do like a cocktail class and send out some like easy recipes. And one of the things that we were discussing was like what are cocktails people can make with literally like no bar ingredients and no bar tools. So like using honey, agave, like things that you might already have in the house, maple syrup, like squeezing a lime with your hand and like shaking it in a mason jar. Just to be able to be like this and using like a regular soup spoon as a measuring or like a jigger that you have in the house, like just like very slapstick. These are just the things anybody could have in like, a recent graduates, well, not so recent anymore, but semi-recent graduates like cupboards. So I don't know if that might be something that could be recycled. And I definitely think that that's something to like maybe juxtapose next to. So like using just plain honey from the cupboard and squeezing a lime by hand and then showing like the next step up from that or would be to use something that's already balanced that is like a lot easier, just like stirs in a glass and you can drink it right away. You don't have to shake it.
Good. That made me think of that reel that's like I love reels. That's like Instagram versus reality, but like that's like it's a song and I can't remember what song it is, but it's being played like normally and then it's being played on a kazoo and then it's like played on a kazoo and it's like I feel like we could be like you can be this person that's like like beautiful pour shots into like a shaker and then like have it be like, or you can be this person who just like dumps you. It's like very our duality thing.
This is not negating what you just said. It's just thinking it through. I definitely am down for like being resourceful. I do have the feeling that like if I don't have a problem saying like if you don't have our stuff, use this stuff. Like I have no problem with that whatsoever. But I feel like I think the level of simplicity where I think we need to go is such that explaining the difference between like our honey and like honey you have at home or like our agave and agave you have at home, I just feel like there's a little bit more nuance there than I necessarily would go into for these posts. I'd be super down with it for like the tools where it's like if you don't have a shaker, you can use a ball jar, you can use like a protein whatever or like a shaker. And then
I like that.
So like I think like
it was just to say that is another project that I probably will have to make content for, and if there's like a comfortable way to incorporate it. But I agree that keeping Cheeky like center to that, and also highlighting that keeping the variables as a kind of all you need is a Cheeky pack and a ball jar. That's actually just two things.
I mean, again, I'm super happy. Like it's easier with citrus, so it's like if you don't have Cheeky lemon or lime, just use real. Like just use just use it by yourself. No problem with that because there's no explanation. It's more of the, like when you get to the syrups of being like, well, where's is like a 2-to-1 versus a 3-to-1 versus the this is how you make a batch of it. Just it's a lot. So, but I definitely think that, and I think that we talked, I forget actually who, or maybe it was on the team the other day, but we talked about it was with Keith. We talked about like tool hacks. So I think like one fun hack is like how to make whipped cream if all you have is like a cocktail shaker and and it's like you take the strainer off the Hawthorne and you throw it in there with the heavy cream and you shake it up and I think that those sort of things were like, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but one of the most efficient, effective ways to peel ginger is using a julep strainer. Have you guys noticed that?
I use a spoon.
but the point is it's
Yeah.
like ways to use like little sort of like bar tricks.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a
you
good
know,
one. The spoon changed my life and
Yeah.
how I use ginger.
Yeah.
I use way more ginger.
Yeah.
Also, I would say that I have an easier way to make whipped cream, and it's with just any airtight Tupperware you have. Pour whipped cream in that and shake it. And you don't need the thing from the Hawthorne. It will whip itself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anyway, that's the gist.
Yeah.
Of the show is like, if
These
there's
are fun.
other. Well, I mean, but it's also the places that I have learned these things are when you are behind the bar and you don't have to coach in anything, which is kind of the opposite situation of that which we find ourselves in right now. But the point is like if there's any fun things like, again, I don't know if you guys have had this particular experience, but like, for example, like the flat top spoon that I have, where it's like it's a bar spoon with like a little flat disc on it. Like it's way easier to do red wine floats where they actually stand at the surface of the cocktail than if you use the back spoon. So there's those sort of things where it's like, I think these would be really fun, like slightly more advanced things that you could show people as well that are like, again, would be a super, like could be a 15-second clip, could be a 30-second clip, but the message comes across really simply and quickly.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I think also like you said something about like adding nuance or spice to a Cosmo. I feel like that's like already a little like ear perking for anyone who's like, even me. I'm like I've never made a spicy Cosmo, but like you know it's interesting to think about.
Yeah.
Like have that as like a quick headline, and I'd watch a 10-second video.
Yeah. I'd spare 5 seconds of my time for that.
And I wouldn't mind if it just said add a jalapeno, and I'd be like,
like, yeah. Or like just use mezcal, and I'll be like,
Yeah. That would actually be even, and this way, it was like totally just going off on a tangent, but that would actually be really funny as like really sophisticated bartender watching 10-second Instagram video, and then you see the cartoon light bulb like appear next to your head.
Oh, I think you were gonna say, have you guys ever seen those videos like Italian, like chefs from Italy watch like people in America make Italian food or whatever, make carbonara, like Italian food, and then they're like watching it in horror while these people totally mess up Italian food. It'd be funny to do a bartender version.
Well, actually, funny you should say that. It sounds like you have not been up on the April Wachtel press. I was actually there was like a New York Magazine Vulture video where it's like bartender reacts to bar scenes in movies. Yeah. To be honest, and this is, I hope they're not watching this, which it's actually one of the folks is one of my friends, so it's possible. But honestly, the clips that were chosen were not funny at all. Like it was literally like, I was like, oh, that's like overconsumption. You know, it's like really hard to be like funny about something where you're like, wow, my reputation is kind of on the line of being like, damn, that's irresponsible. And like I work with I was working with a very large spirits company at the time. So it's just like really hard to like laugh at these people just like getting wasted on film.
Yeah.
You know,
and you're like, I actually don't condone this behavior.
Oh no, I mean,
like, I'm not here to laugh.
No, and honestly, it was not only were they just not really funny clips at all, but it was also because of that. There was just kind of like,
you know, like Train Spotting, you then like Requiem for a Dream. You're like, that's not even at a bar. That's awful.
Yeah. So, anywho, I digress. But okay, so G, you've got some things to do. If you don't mind doing that, then we can reconnect. What works for people to reconvene on this topic?
Probably Monday. Don't we have a meeting?
We do. I mean, I guess that's so we're trying to like have the sort of like updates, like progress updates to Monday, brainstorming ish to sort of later in the week. But maybe G, if it's done then, and you can share it out with us, like just again your ideation around like topics and subtopics.
Yeah.
Then you can share it out with Aaron and I, and then we can kind of go through and be like, okay, yes, makes a lot of sense, or or maybe I'll do a build here, or we can also just claim which ones we want to do. But again, we'll also have to figure out a little bit of continuity. I think as long as it's a nice sort of background and looks professional, and we're using real tools where we're supposed to use real tools, I think we're good.
Okay.
And we can each do like one or two, and then come back and see what they look like. Gee, if you can do any like in your garden,
Yeah.
I think that would be sweet. 'cause again,
Valleys are coming up.
yeah, we have no foliage around here, so
Yeah, some greenery for sure.
yeah. Awesome. Okay, what else do people have? Anything else? I know this has been a long one.
Good to see you, G.
What?
Good to see you.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, this reunion thing is coming up. I want to make it really accessible to people, but they did kind of ask me if there was some way to possibly like, I don't know, maybe send a cheeky discount code to the email group. I think it's going to be a pretty large email list, so that's also like zero cost to us to be in front of a huge portion of people who are like are the type of people who donate to the class reunion.
Yeah.
You know, so like
we can certainly talk to Jackie.
yeah. Okay, cool.
We'll make that happen. Yeah.
Cute.
The discount code, discount queen, yes. Jacqueline Le Guillotine, the discount.
Nice. Awesome. And then maybe even in my how-to thing, I can do like one where it's like, these are just things you can have around the house. Like, or if you were somebody who pre-ordered the cheeky cocktail, I'll show you how to like use whatever that would be.
Yeah. Perfect.
Cool.
Awesome.
Fun. Okay. Yeah, that's all I got.
Alrighty. Well, thank you everyone for joining and participating. And thanks peeps for watching and
thanks.
either staying with us or leaving the window open.
On mute, just being like
yeah.
Love y'all.
Okay, well have a wonderful day everyone and then and we all talk later.
Cool.
Okay.
Later, bye.
Bye.